Hey guys, hey, I'm working through getting ready to, I'm planning. I'm planning my next few tutorials and demos that I'm going to be posting to the channel. So, yeah, I did get kind of a little breather and getting some breaks in this semester. The start of the semester up at the university has been pretty busy. So, getting the students off the ground and up and running and through our initial projects. A lot of the initial projects that I assign students up to the university are the down and dirties. That's what we call them. They're exercise skills and projects that they use to develop their skills and hone their abilities. So the down and dirties are pretty common, but they're quick. So that means it creates a hell of a lot of grading for me to look at. So, but they're very valuable, and that's why I like doing them for the channel here as well, because these small exercises in watercolor still lifes or the drawing still lifes, all of these things are just skill building and developing a hand at mark making and a hand at identifying proportions and angles and relationships of one object to another, so you can kind of get a sense of how to measure stuff. So that's kind of what we've been doing up at the university at the start of the semester, and I am kind of through the thick of it. I had my first week. I think I mentioned it was like a week-long Monday, and everything just was not clicking. I was just getting reaccustomed to a new schedule for the new semester. And then week two, it was kind of a continuation. I was having all sorts of technical problems with CapCut being shut down for that day, and I needed it that day to post a video. And then all of a sudden I was having all sorts of issues with some of my technology with my computer here at home, even up at the school, trying to get tablets and everything, digital tablets connected and working properly. So anyway, but it's a good semester because it's a bunch of subjects that I really love teaching. I'm teaching the 3D modeling class, and I have 2 levels of it that teaches concurrently. So the students are learning how to 3D model in software. It's called Blender. It's an open source software. It's really good and a lot of fun to play with. And actually doing Blender tutorials on how to construct faces is very similar to the Riley method, which, by the way, this Monday I'm posting, and that's actually today. For me, it's today. Monday is the basic shapes to 3D forms drawing tutorial, and then on Saturday I'm going to be posting a tutorial drawing a face using the Riley method. So, and yeah, I don't think I've ever, I've drawn bits and pieces of it, little circle thing in the nose thing, that's Riley method. You got that little oval around there, the chin, that's all Riley method rhythms, and that's what the Riley method is, a little more rhythmic than the Loomis method, although I've drawn a lot of stuff with Loomis. So I thought, hey, I'm going to give the old Riley method using all the various rhythms and shapes in that method a try, and I'll film that for this coming this coming Monday. So that one's going to happen then. This coming Saturday, I want to be doing some sort of probably a still life watercolor, working with basic shapes again. All of these the tutorials and demos I'm doing right now in through January and February are really kind of the getting started a new semester type assignments, that it's kind of a refresher for anybody who's been with me most of this last year. You'll have seen some of these tutorials already. I'm going to do them again. They're good to do and go back and try again. See if your skills have grown in that year you've been with me on this channel, or if you're new to this channel, there are new skills for you to work on. You coming in for whatever reason, hey, welcome. This is the place to be if you're wanting to learn how to do some basic watercolor and some drawing skills. And it just takes a lot of practice and a commitment to get a little bit better each time you pick up a pencil or a brush and start making things. And that's the fun thing. You want to have something to do with the idea of maybe you're picking this up again from a point in your life. You had to set it down. Other things, life got in the way, and now you're working on you're working on getting back into being creative. So that's why I'm here, and that's what I want to help out and get you over the hump. So making cool crap. That's the thing. So maybe you can't afford buying those cool paintings and stuff, but by God, you can learn to paint them, and pretty soon people will be wanting your stuff. So anyway, let's see. What am I talking about here? Oh, great. Hang on. I had a timer here and I forgot to start it. Anyway, let's see here. I had a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, yeah, I've been thinking about... with all the drama that this semester has caused in my life, getting up and running and trying to keep the YouTube videos flowing, it's gotten me thinking about... And I learned this when I was department chair up at the university, too, that there was no time to do anything creative outside of class. I was always pushing paper and dealing with people's problems, from 8 to 5. And then in the evenings, I'm totally wiped out. You didn't want to really do anything. So about the only time I had to do anything creative was maybe a few hours on the weekend or in class. So it got to a point where I was doing a lot of the stuff that I'm now doing tutorial-wise in class with the students. So that's kind of where I developed some of these tutorial chops and started demonstrating watercolor and gouache techniques to my students in class. But I've also done a lot of software tutorials and things like that. Although I will admit, my software tutorials can be a bit... they're uneven. The technology will make a fool out of you every time, but so they're a little uneven, and I don't even want to attempt it. But I have done a lot of digital painting and drawing as well. So if ever you think you might want to see a digital tutorial and have something to chuckle about as I struggle through it, let me know. Drop that in the comments and we can probably do it. And I didn't introduce myself. Hey, I know a lot of my viewers, especially to Talking Watercolor and my other tutorials and demos, are pretty new. I mean, they're just checking out the channel for the first time. So I just want to let you know, welcome. We're here to help out. We're going to help you get over that hump. If you're wanting to be creative, you never thought you could. Yes, you can. I want you to know this is a learned skill. It just takes practice and dedication and an ability to learn and a willingness to learn and to think outside the box, all those things. Break outside the box and do some fun stuff. That's what this channel's here to help out with. Help people who are retired and want something to do. Maybe you're mid-career and you just need some sort of an outlet. That's what I'm here to do, is to help you out, get you going, get you started, and see if there might be a whole new career path for you using your creative skills. So anyway, that's one of the things I'm hoping to accomplish. Let's see here. I know what it was. With all this, with teaching, no time to do this stuff while chair, it really helped me develop a lot of skills on improvising and winging it and being extemporaneous. So, and that's why this video format, and I'm doing these vlogs and podcasts, I'm doing that because I do want to get better at my verbal extemporaneous speaking. So yeah, it's kind of difficult for somebody. I mean, sometimes I do believe English is my second language, and all I had spent the first 18 to 20 years of my life speaking was farm boy. So, and that can be kind of colorful language at times. So anyway, let's see here. Yeah. The skills and the abilities of winging it. That is a good skill set, and I tell my students that all the time. We try to push them into working with plans and coming up with an amount of time they have to spend on it, a schedule and all this. But then again, some people just work better under the gun, under pressure, and just winging it. So it's definitely, you don't want to be so rigid that you're conforming people to something that's unnatural to them. If they have a better system or a propensity to do certain things a certain way and they have more success with it. I mean, I've had several students over the years that, you you would just shake your head wondering if they were going to pass the semester, and then they could come out at the last minute and do something spectacular, and you just shake your head. It's like, wow, you could have gotten about 14 times as many things done if you had just used that time. But anyway, it's an interesting phenomenon to see with certain people. So let's see here. Yeah. Gosh. Yeah. Well, I'm saying that mainly because I haven't yet taken the advice of all the successful YouTubers out there in YouTube land about creating scripts. And I think I've talked about this in previous episodes where for me, script is just death. It's I tighten up and get very boring when I'm trying to follow a script. So I try to have maybe just some brief bullet points on a piece of paper and just get better at speaking extemporaneously. So anyway, but yeah, well, comments. Let's see here. Comments. Yeah, I did have people commenting they do like the down and dirty videos, and I have noticed that with a lot of my views and some of my better received videos that have a lot more viewership on them, that they're targeted. They're a little more targeted to specific things like painting a tree or drawing a face. So not so much, yeah. You can see a whole workflow. The workflow videos do okay where I'm taking a piece from the scratch, maybe even from the initial drawing all the way through. Those things are murder to do because they do take anywhere from an hour and a half to 2 hours, and it might take multiple settings as well. Where the little down and dirties, I can pound those out real quick, give you a sense of what the technique does, and then let you guys kind of experiment with the type of images and things like that. But I'm going to get back to a few. I need to do some. I'm actually working on a freelance job. It's an illustration for a poster design. I've done these for the last few years. It's a 5K trail run out at the park outside of town, and it's gorgeous scenery out there. It goes around a little lake and everything. And so I've done these these watercolors for the poster art. So essentially an illustration for the poster for the last 4 or 5 years, and they're a lot of fun. So I was thinking maybe doing one of those as a workflow video. And I have learned over the course of this last year that the editing is more laborious on those kind of videos as well. And also I'm always worried about, because when I really get into trying to get the image to look good, I shift into concentration mode, trying to get the image to look good, and my abilities to speak go out the window. So there's a lot of dead air in there. And that may not bother people, but it drives me nuts at least. So I pop in some music, and every now and then I'll choose the wrong music, that soft undertone music in the background. So yeah, that bit me once this last year. So anyway, that's kind of where we're at this week, getting some new tutorials and demos ready to drop next week. At the end of this week and early next week. So some sort of a watercolor using basic shapes again. Probably maybe a nice limited palette as well, or something that will require us to work with our color mixing and our color theory and our basic shapes. So that's what's coming up for Saturday. And on Monday, I'm going to be having that Riley method head demo. So we'll see if I can actually put together a Loomis guideline and then draw ahead with it. So we'll see how that goes. So hey, I hope this little talk was helpful and you got something out of it. And if you did, please give me a like and a subscribe. I really do appreciate that. That boosts my confidence quite a bit. And if you do like all of the tutorials that I've been working out there, posting for free for everybody to see and learn from, and you would like to, please consider giving me a membership, $5 membership over on Patreon, and I would really appreciate that. That'll help keep the lights on, the doors open, and the lights on, the heat flowing. It is the winter here in the Midwest, which is, it's got my nice warm sweater on. So Hey, I hope this was fun for you, and I'll see you in the next Talking Watercolor.